What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
All right. It's Friday night. It's a Friday night live stream. Radio Baloney Live. I am your host, Richie Baloney. What night is it again? Friday? Did I say Friday? Hope everybody had a good week. Looks like we got Candle Monkey in the chat already. All right, how you doing, Candle Monkey? He's suggesting that we get it on Radio Baloney. And I think that's a great idea. In fact, let's do that right now. Anyway, hope everybody had a great week. The weeks are flying by. These Fridays. It feels like I just did last Friday's yesterday. And it always feels like that. They're just flying past. They're flying past so fast. It can't help but make me think that before we know it, we'll all be dead. Anyway, I thought this scene was quite nice. I find it relaxing. I find it meditative. I love nature is the thing. I find nature very soothing. And yeah, this is a great example of it. I kind of wish I was out there right now myself. I'd push her right off that thing, and I'd go on there myself. All right, we got spam bot fodder. How you doing? Ooh, spam bot's working his 16th hour straight. Jesus, he says best in life is having Radio Baloney stream while I'm working my 16th hour straight. Jesus, well, hope you make it, my friend. Hope you make it. Let's see. Good thing I'll be paid overtime for this shit show. Yeah, I'm glad. Hey, we got Rosie in the chat. She's wondering if she does windows and floors. Who? What's she? Oh, yeah, there's a woman in this nature video. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Probably not. Let's see. We got G-Flood in the chat. And G-Flood, if you know the channel G-Flood, you know is a degenerate. So there's always that. All right, lots of applause for everybody. What are we doing? So introduce the show. I said I hope everybody had a good week. Let's see. I said before we know it, we'll all be dead. Because the time flies by so fast when you're on the internet. No, it'll be a long time. Xerxes, how you doing? No taxes on overtime. Well, you know who you have to vote for that. And it ain't that crazy cackling lady.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
If you think she's not going to tax like tips, overtime, all of that, you did fall out of a coconut tree. All right, everybody. Well, what are we going to talk about? We got so much. This stream is going to go on and on and on for just hours. Hours. Looks like we've got Whipnet in the chat. Good to see you. He says, I think you're talking about the nature scene. Sadly, we can't just look at the nature scene the entire stream. The stream will probably go on for 5 to 6 hours, and that's just too much nature. All right. What are we going to talk about, people? Well, we have to talk about Trump at the dinner, at the Al Smith dinner, because he was savage. It was fantastic. It was great. He's so good at this stuff. Obviously, there's an obvious reason why Kamala wasn't there. She's not good at this stuff, unfortunately for her. Trump knocked it out of the park. We got a bunch of clips. He's funny. He's funny and he's savage. He's great. What else we're going to talk about? We'll go through the menu of all the stuff, and then we'll get to the show. Then we'll start dealing with these stories individually. We're going to talk about Canadian doctors express guilt over euthanizing patients for just being poor or fat. Yeah. Don't you know that he's so empathetic, Justin Trudeau? He's so empathetic. He cares so much. He cares not only for Canadians, all the world's people, unless they're poor or fat. Then he wants to kill them with medical assistance and dying. So great guy, that Trudeau. You know, they offered medical assistance and dying to veterans who didn't want it. One went in for like a chairlift, and they said, "Well, we can't do chairlift. Best we can do is kill you." We'll get into that. Of course, we've got Kamala stuff here. And I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. It's like looking into it. It's so strange. This was the person that they installed. They could have picked somebody else, but they installed her. It's so strange. It is unbelievably cynical that they think they could pass her off. They could pawn her off on the public. It's amazing. Hey, we got Nevada in the chat. Good to see ya. Nevada hit the like button. That's what everybody should do. Everybody. If he hit it first, he got double the good karma. By the way, do you like good karma? Are you worried about the future in these troubled times? Do you need some good karma? Well, you've come to the right place. I can offer it to you for nothing. All you have to do, subscribe to the channel and then put a like on the stream. You can do either or. If you do both, that's double good karma. Or you could just do one or the other. If you're already subscribed, which I imagine you probably are, you're not crazy. But you may not have put a like on the stream yet. Do that. You get your free good karma. You don't know when you're going to need it. I'm not saying your whole life's going to fall apart if you don't. I'm just saying it ain't going to help. So yeah, do that. And double good karma for the first one who likes, by the way. Just fantastic stuff. Spambot Fodder says, interesting fact, medically assisted death in Canada list homicide as the cause of death on the death certificate. Well, I didn't know that. We might have to do a fact check on that a little bit later. But let's get to the rest of the stuff we're talking about. This pre-recorded video that had the SNL Mary Margaret O'Hara, something like that. It's a decades old sketch. She's actually a year older than Kamala. She's 60 now. Yeah, this is what they sent because they didn't have much money to make it with. I don't know. I think she's got lots of money. I just think that they're not that competent, her and her team. Let's see. Yeah, we got Jim Gaffigan. I thought he was all right at the thing. I think he was all right. I've seen him before expressing TDS, the common TDS in the entertainment industry. He did all right. Let's see. We got some Elon Musk is doing rallies now because he's quite worried about the future, and he's telling everybody why. We'll watch some of that. We got lots of stuff here. We got like some people in the Bronx who are fans of Donald Trump when he did that barbershop thing in the Bronx. We'll take a look at all of that. We'll take a look at the media just using the same words. Just basically, I think they just get their notes like, okay, use this. Use the word testy, and it goes into everything. We talk all the time about how it seems that when you watch mainstream news, you could watch something from BBC, you could watch something from CBC in Canada, you could watch something from CNN, and it looks like it all just came off the same teleprompter. This is the shit that we're talking about. All right, we got Canada. Man, we got a lot of news tonight. Hey, we got Radio Streamer in the chat. Good to see ya. All right, Canada. We've got just the endless lunacy in Trudeau's Canada. We've got 20 Liberal MPs preparing to publicly demand that Justin Trudeau step down. It just feels like he's never gonna go. We got a bunch of stuff from Canada. It's not good news. That's why we have stuff like this. That's why we have the puppy pelt cleanser, because that cheers us up a little bit when we have to listen to all the terrible news about people like Justin Trudeau. And then we have stuff like this. Do you like sandwiches? Do you like sandwiches? If the show gets too heavy for you, because, we cover a lot of stuff that we don't like, you can ask for a break. We'll watch this lady making sandwiches. It's fun. Best sandwich ever. Huge fan. Also, if you like cooking shows, there's this lady, too, who makes a fantastic noodle bowl. Absolutely fantastic. We'll go to that if things get too dark. You can request it. Where are we next? Yeah, we've got Trudeau. Trudeau is awful. I hate putting Trudeau on here because it's so difficult to listen to him. Right? It's so difficult to listen to him without picking up something heavy and throwing it and smashing something. Probably something you didn't want to smash. Let's see. Oh, it's the same thing, isn't it? Oh, no, it's a different one. Okay. We've got some stuff on WPATH. This whole WPATH is the World Professional Association of Transgender Health. They are at the top, the pinnacle of the whole appeal to authority that medical associations use. It turns out that WPATH is actually completely fraudulent. We've got more evidence of it here. I mean, like if you don't actually need to be an expert at anything. You certainly don't need to be a medical expert to know that sex changes for children, probably not a great idea. This guy, Andrew Schulz, had Trump on. It went very well. And all of a sudden, he had a show canceled where he was going to be taping a special like 3 hours later. So, yeah. So there's a bit of canceling still going on. We got some Joe Rogan in here. Got some more Kamala stuff. We've got, what's this? We got some, Brett Weinstein wrote something interesting. We've got Hillary. Did I say Hillary? I meant Hillary. Sorry. It's tough, that one. Let's see. You've got just total lunacy from the MSNBC people. Apparently, MSNBC is just a lunatic asylum now. Did you know that you might be doing white supremacy if you're doing yoga? So apparently, it's time to talk about it. Because that's what's important these days. Let's see. Yeah, this is somebody who's very confused. What else we got? This is good. Let's just take a look at this right now. Hold on. I think I need to minimize this a little bit. There we go. It says, tell me your secrets. Real communism has never been tried. That's the right way to handle it. Let's see. We've got a few memes in here. We've got dogs. This one was from Rosie, I think. Did Rosie send me this? I can't remember. I think Rosie sent me this. Different kinds of dogs. They do different things. You'll have to stay tuned in. Catch us. This is something we're going to spend some time on here. Holy crap. BBC, the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation, is just total and complete woke propaganda. You will not believe this woke show. You won't believe it. You won't be able to believe your eyes. I mean, it's irony doesn't even, like, there needs to be a stronger word. This is straight up Orwellian. This is like modern 1984. It's truly unbelievable. I've got a bunch of clips from that. You won't be able to believe your eyes. There's a guy in a dress there, a nurse in a dress there. So, that gives you a little bit of an idea. Utter, total, bizarre propaganda. We got some VDH, some Victor Davis Hanson coming up. I know you guys would like that. What else have we got? A bunch of stuff. Oh, look at this piglet. It's kind of, well, I'm not going to tell you the secret. What the heck is going on there? What is going on there?
of men is over. The time of the orc has come.
It has. And it's a real darn shame, too. It's a real shame. Oh, well, nobody wanted this, but we shouldn't have all been asleep for so long. So we got tons of stuff going on here. Oh, let's not forget. Yes. So if you guys get a bit down, if the news gets a bit heavy, a bit too much for you, we've got Yellow Top Cook Lady that can make you some noodles, and I think that'll really cheer you up. Also, if you feel like a sandwich, we got the Sandwich Maker Lady. She does a great job. I like her sandwich making shirt, especially for making sandwiches. And then, of course, if we need something just kind of placid, just something kind of relaxing, just some nature, some lovely nature. I really appreciate this, like these bush things over here are great. And then just a really nice calm water. I don't know what else is going on in this. Of course, we've got, if you want to break for some sports. This is my favorite sport now, by the way. Or if you like sanding, women sanding things, this is a good one. That's a great sanding shirt there, too. So these are palate cleansers, right? We got the puppy, too. We got the puppy as well. These are palate cleansers. If things get too heavy, we'll deal with that. We're also going to take a look at the polls, what's happening with the polls. There's not too much change on here. We've got 2 polls here, or 3 polls from yesterday, to go as far as yesterday. Hasn't changed much, but really what's of interest here is the Electoral College, and I think you guys will all be very interested. You notice how all those, all 4 swing states, all in Trump's favor. Some look to be, within the margin of error here, but there's other factors to consider. Very interesting. We'll take a look at the poly market. It just suddenly, very quickly just opened up for Trump, where this is not polls, this is betting. But I think it's kind of a good barometer for how people are feeling. And I don't think this is totally unconnected to the odds. I don't think this is totally unconnected from the polls, actually. So, they're showing Trump with almost a 60% chance of winning versus Harris 40%. We'll take a look at the 270 to win. And we can take a look. We can play with some of these states and change them. We can turn them either red or blue and see how it affects the count up here. And spoiler alert, when we do that with these swing states, well, it's very good for Trump. Let's just say that. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get to that sooner or later. We'll get to that in a little bit, I think. Maybe after we take a look at the Trump stuff and maybe the Made in Canada stuff. All right. So that is everything we're going to deal with. So let's just go back here for a second. And again, I've been feeling a bit stressed. I just want to look at some nice nature scenes. And maybe even, I don't know. Am I crazy? Am I crazy to think this? No, I'm not crazy. Don't think I'm crazy at all. If you have a dog, we've all been there. Our pup goes from full of energy to sick and miserable in an instant. And at the worst times, then we're calling vets in the middle of the night or on weekends, trying to find a clinic that will take us in. It's a terrible way to manage your dog's health, not to mention your stress levels and your monthly budget. That's why people are getting the Pet Energy Kit by Positive. That's PAWSITIVE. Did you see what they did there? Adorable. It contains critical medications and supplies that can not only keep you out of the veterinary office, but may even save your dog's life. Unlike what a communist would do. The kits contain critical medications like activated charcoal, styptic powder, and more. It might save your dog's life. Head over to positive.com and use code STUDIO to get 15% off your pet emergency kit now. Damn it. All right. I know you guys like that. Looks like we got hot retarded chicks in the chat. Good to see ya. Let's see. Anybody else jump in while I was Not paying attention. All right, let's go through a bit of the chat before we get started. Let's see. Now, I got to warn you guys. Got to warn you that there's a kind of a big storm here. And the lights did kind of dim a little bit earlier. So it's entirely possible that this whole thing could just get shut off. If it happens, it wasn't Rumble. Probably wasn't YouTube. It would just be... you know what I would blame it on? I would blame it on Trudeau for not fixing the climate with all those carbon taxes. God damn it. He promised us he was going to fix everything. Nothing bad would ever happen again concerning weather if we just gave enough carbon taxes. He has completely failed us. He has completely failed to change the world climate and prevent all fires or storms. Maybe he shouldn't have promised so much. I wonder. I don't know. All right, what's going on here? Let's get into the chat. You guys have been busy. We got a good start tonight, don't we? Good start. Let's see. Spambot Fodder says, sadly, I am in Canada, so all income is taxed. Grr. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. But hopefully, if we get the Conservatives in and they don't totally betray us, that will, that'll come down a little bit. We'll have to see. We got JJ Nevada in the chat. Let's see. I think I already welcomed him in, but I can't remember. Okay. Hold on. G-Flet says, remember Snowmageddon? Snowmageddon. What was that again? I don't know. My brain don't work so good. Spambot says, does anybody actually watch or listen to CBC News? Very few. Very few people do now. Their ratings are... Yeah, CBC is really kind of an afterthought for everybody at this point. They're certainly not trusted, aside from, that 20% of the, or 24% of the population that tends to vote for True China. Just a reminder, any True China that gets in the chat gets an automatic applause. But it's that, you know what it is? It's that
small fringe minority
that still supports Trudeau. They watch it. And everybody else thinks it's a joke. The news, and nothing else, by the way, nothing else. Nevada says, I quit watching TV 16 years ago. That's about when everything started sucking. So probably not a bad choice. I still like my zombie story, so I got to say that. Let's see. G-Flet says, a big storm in the 90s. Every news station woke up in the morning and simultaneously said it was Snowmageddon. Snowmageddon. I think I did. It does ring a bell. 30 years ago. Said it was all like, it's like they all had the same script. Well, that's what we talk about on here, isn't it? It seems so often these days that they're all just reading off the same script. It's just all, the same person is putting the words into all the different teleprompters. Not even just within one country, across the West. Let's see. Nevada says, yoga is racist. Get the fuck out of here. It is. Apparently. Woke lunatic said so. So we have to assume that that's true. But we'll get into that. That's the story coming up. Whipnet says, Weinstein, the intellectual dark web. Yeah, we've got some Weinstein coming up. Brett Weinstein. I think he's very good. Of course, I would differ with him on some things politically, but I think he's very good, and I think he's honest, which is the most important thing. And he cares about the genuinely important things like freedom, like free speech. Let's see. Spambot Fodder says, peak Doctor Who, I guess we're talking about the BBC here, was the 70s and 80s when Douglas Adams wrote some of the scripts. I didn't know that. I was never a Doctor Who guy. I remember watching it maybe when I was like a kid, like quite young, like 8 or 9 or something like that. I think I liked it back then, but I didn't. It's not one I continued with. Let's see. Rosie says real communism is kind of like saying church would be so great if they didn't let all those people in. Or, dinner's going to be great. There's no food. G-Flit says, now there's a sport you can get behind. I feel like there's a pun in there.
Aido de sus în jos. Ea speră că a creat un mare damage. Da, se pare că n-a fost un mare damage. Iar să vedem pe Roxana. Ea speră să creeze mare damage pe futurul Alexandru.
Best sport ever. Let's see. Antipop. Hey, how you doing, Antipop? Antipop says he only bets on pro wrestling. Excellent. All right. Let's see. And we got Xerxes in the chat too. Good to see you come back to us. Let's see. Radio Streamer gave me an 8.8 out of 10 for that ad read. Needs more commie hate. I tried to put more in. I tried to put a good amount in, but sometimes, I need more rant juice. Rosie says 9.5 out of 10. Nice enthusiasm. Let's see. All right. That's it. You know what, though? I have to take an uncharacteristically quick, very short break of just like a couple of minutes. You guys want me to leave the nature scene on? Of course you do. Okay, I'll be right back, you guys. All right. Thank you very much for your patience, everyone. Anybody not subscribed, you should subscribe right now. because this is the time when we do that. So you want to be cool, right? Anyway, so what are we going to talk about? Trump at the Al Smith dinner. This was like a gift for Trump. This was perfect. You know, he got to roast everybody, which he loves doing, but also he got roasted himself and he took it all with good humor. This was perfect. This is the kind of humanizing that the mainstream media really doesn't want you to see. The fact that Kamala wasn't there, it looks very bad now. Very bad indeed, especially after the weird thing that she sent in. Like, let's go find that. Hold on. Where was that? Was it in here? Here it is. Let's watch the weird video that Kamala sent in because she couldn't be there personally because she was doing a rally somewhere. That's what she claimed. Kamala Harris from Colin Rugg. Kamala Harris releases her pre-recorded video for the Al Smith dinner in New York that she didn't show up for. So yeah, this didn't get a good reception. And keep in mind, the Al Smith dinner is a Catholic event. So there she is. She's the Catholic schoolgirl in a skit from, I guess, 30 years ago. I guess that was the tie-in. This, to be honest, I never thought this skit was, I think there was good stuff back then on Saturday Night Live. I never thought this was funny myself. But they, boy, oh boy, this is what they thought would work.
Your Eminence and distinguished guests, the Al Smith dinner provides a rare opportunity to set aside partisanship.
Cool. Oh, sorry.
Hey, what's going on? Who was that?
Oh, sorry, Mary Catherine Elliott. Mary Catherine Elliott. It's so nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, Mary Catherine. Right now, I'm trying to record my speech for tonight's dinner.
Oh, yeah, I know. I just want to say that I'm Catholic, and tonight is one of the biggest dinners next to the Last Supper.
It is a very important dinner, and it's an important tradition that I'm so proud to be a part of.
Sometimes when I get nervous, I stick my fingers under my arm.
Yeah, but she's not a part of it, though. Right? Important tradition. The last person, it was Mondale, who won one state or two states or something back in the 80s. Mondale was the last one to miss it. It's an important tradition, and you're not a part of it. You just made this insanely cringe video and sent it in. I mean, what could she really do, though? She's not going to perform well at the event. Like, she's not good around people, right? That's the problem. So I guess maybe this was the best option, but I think she needs more talented people around her.
There's a nice symbolism like that. But that's gross.
So tell me something. I'm giving a speech. Do you have some thoughts about what I might say tonight?
My feelings about what you should say tonight would be best expressed in a monologue from one of my favorite made-for-TV series.
Okay, let's hear it.
Don't you see, man? We need a woman to represent us. A woman brings more heart, more compassion.
This is still all they have. Woman, she's a woman. That's it. I mean, she literally has nothing else. But you think they'd pretend that she did every single time? This is it. She's raised in a middle-class family and she's a woman, and she's a woman of color. That's it. That's it. That's what they start with every single time.
And think how smart she must be to become a top contender in a field dominated by men.
Do you mean to be anointed as the new puppet to replace the old puppet? How smart she must be? I'm not sure smarts really is the key to the whole thing. Not sure it's that. I think maybe it's corruption, possibly a willingness to take orders.
Time for a woman, bro. And with this woman,
there you go. Time for a woman, bro. Just give up on the male vote. You're not getting it. You don't know how to get it. It's totally pointless. Just concede the male vote. You're not getting it. That's not going to work. She's a woman, bro. Let's continue.
We can fly.
What series was that from?
Oh, that's from House of Dragons, now streaming on HBO Max.
Is there anything that you think that maybe
So that whole little speech there that was supposed to convince everybody is I know it's supposed to be funny, right? Like it's hard to remember that, but the whole thing is just that she's a woman and she's smart and she's a woman. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not convinced, I have to say.
shouldn't bring up tonight?
Well, don't lie. Thou shalt not bear false witness to thy neighbor.
Indeed, especially thy neighbor's election results.
Just so you know, there will be a fact checker there tonight.
Oh, that's great. Who?
Jesus. And maybe don't say anything negative about Catholics.
God, it's just cringe. I'm not going to make you guys keep watching this. I'm not going to force you to keep watching this. Xerxes says to Kamala, it's all a big joke. She can't get off this woman thing. It's all she's got, right? It's just this cynical appeal over and over and over again. Woman of color, woman of color. That's it. Streamer says, this is so bad. It certainly is terrible. G-Flood says, the difference between Mary Catherine Gallagher and Kamala is that I laugh at Kamala being cringe. I never thought that was a funny sketch. Let's see. Nevada says, I never thought this Mary character was funny. This was when Saturday Night Live started to be not funny for me. You know, it's had good periods and bad. So there was some good stuff during that time period. That when it really became unfunny, just wholly unfunny, just the entire show, week after week, was after Trump got elected. Because that was just wokeness in entertainment had just come into its fullness. It's full corruption. And the bandwidth of what they were allowed to make fun of became so narrow, right? It was like white men with a Southern accent. That was it. That's all they could do. And Trump, obviously, right? They had such a narrow band of acceptable targets that, it just became this, actually. Xerxes says people are suffering and Kamala provides nothing, but she's a woman, though. She's a woman. Let's see. And she was picked. She was anointed by the elites who don't care about you. So there's that, too. All right. So let's get off this then. So let's get to Trump. The Trump parts of this are much, much better. Trump destroys Chuck Schumer to his face. This is good. This is actually classic. You guys might have seen most of these already, but we're going to play them anyway.
Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president. And I actually said, do you mind if I do that? He said, no, you got to do what you got to do. He's a pro. He's a professional. Chuck Schumer is here. Look, Chuck Schumer is here.
That's good. That's a good joke. A very good joke. He was a bit savage in this, which I liked. All right, let's check out the next one. President Trump at Al Smith dinner. I want to congratulate somebody who's going to make us all healthy, RFK Jr. Let's take a look at this one. You can see he's so in his element in this. Like, he loves being up there. He loves speaking to people, and he's funny.
I want to also congratulate somebody who's going to make us all healthy, RFK Jr. We love you. I don't see him. He's campaigning all over the place. He's campaigning. You're all over. Hello, you both. Nice to see you both. Doing a good job. He's a great guy, too. He really is. He's going to make us a healthier place. We're going to let him go wild for a little while. Then I'm going to have to maybe rein him back. Because he's got some pretty wild ideas, but most of them are really good, I think. He's a good man. And he believes the environment, the healthy people. He wants healthy people. He wants healthy food. And he's going to do it. He's going to have a big chance to do it because we do need that. I want to.
He's just completely in his element. This is great. This is great for Trump. I mean, I'm talking about for anybody who could somehow still be undecided, right? Again, this is the kind of human side of him that the mainstream media will not show. CNN, MSNBC. You got to remember, right? Millions of people, millions of Democrats were shocked at the Trump-Biden debate. They had no idea he was so far gone. We all did. We did because we saw the clips of him. We saw, countless clips of him clearly not functioning properly. Clearly in very steep decline. But they never did. If they were getting all their news, and most people get their news from one source. Get it from CNN, MSNBC. They might get it from Fox News. I know we don't, but a lot of people do. So if you're just watching CNN or MSNBC, especially, you did not see any clips. You did not see one clip. You didn't see a hint of anything showing Biden being in decline, being demented. I mean, it was still obvious, right? You can only hide it so much. But you had Joe Scarborough saying that, oh no, he's sharp as a tack. It's the best version of Biden ever. Now, just like a couple of weeks before the debate. So this isn't for the MSNBC voter, because they won't see this. The MSNBC or CNN viewers, they won't see this. But it's for those people who still somehow are undecided. And this is very good. This is a side of Trump that they maybe haven't seen. All right, let's check this one. He goes after Kamala here.
I know Kamala's word because she spends a lot of time complaining. I won't agree to another debate. But the truth is I've debated twice this year, once against Joe Biden and once against David Muir of ABC. I know Kamala's word because she spends a lot of time complaining. I won't agree.
Yeah, so he's going after the debate moderators there, which, yeah, 100% true. Okay, here's Mayor Adams. Let's take a look at this one. The mayor of New York.
Well, I'd better wrap up because Mayor Adams told me earlier that I needed to make this one very quick, especially the city has reserved this room for a large group of illegal aliens coming in from Texas. That's right. They've reserved many rooms, a lot of rooms, too many rooms. Well, I'd better wrap up because Mayor...
Now, he didn't write these jokes himself, right? But the person who was writing the jokes for him did a nice job. Or maybe he came up with some of them himself. I don't know. But yeah, he didn't hold back anyway. This is a good one here. All right. Well, I'll just show this to you.
Tradition holds that I'm supposed to tell a few self-deprecating jokes this evening. So here it goes. Nope. I've got nothing. There's nothing to say. I guess I just don't see the point of taking shots at myself when other people have been shooting at me for a hell of a long time and they shoot hard. Tradition holds that I'm supposed to...
See, this is another thing that I think puts him in a very good light. I mean, kind of making fun of the fact that people are trying to kill him and almost did. It's a sign that a lot of people, if they've just been watching CNN or MSNBC, they've never seen it before. It puts me in mind of when he went back to Butler and the as I was saying part, right? Which to me is quite iconic. As I was saying, and he goes back to the sign again. Let's see. I mean, Kamala has nothing. There we go. Joe Biden. Again, he's pretty savage in this, but he's doing it with good humor and it's working.
If the Democrats, he says, thank you very much. I appreciate it. If Democrats really wanted to have someone not be with us this evening, they would have just sent Joe Biden. You know, he's having second thoughts. You know that, right? He wants to come back. If she does any worse in the polls, they're going to bring him back again, I think. Chuck, he's going to do it. He's the one that got him out. That's the guy. Much more so than Crazy Nancy, I will tell you, because I know him. He did it. Joe has almost disappeared from view. The only way he could be seen less is if he had a show on CNN. They have nothing. They've got nothing. Fake news, right? Fake. If the Democrats...
Streamer says Chuck Schumer just sits there, not even a chuckle. Well, he's got that kind of smile on his face. It might be a murderous smile on his face. I don't know. Nevada says that Chuck was hating life all night. Let's see. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, let's check this one out.
There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris? Doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. Every one of those people are voting for me.
Even Gaffigan was laughing there. And by the way, I think he did a fine job, Gaffigan. I think he did all right. From the clips I've seen, it didn't seem like he was making fun of everybody. All right. Anything else? What's this? All right. This is savage. This one is savage.
The fact is, we need new leadership in this country. Right now, we have someone in the White House who can barely talk, barely put together two coherent sentences, who seems to have mental faculties of a child. It's sad. There's a person that has nothing going, no intelligence whatsoever, but enough about Kamala Harris. Let's get on to something else. The fact is,
I gotta love it. I love it. I love it. See, did we have anything else from me? Oh, what's this one here? What's this one?
campaigning can take a toll on a family and family life, although I hear that Kamala and her husband carve out some really beautiful alone time at the end of the day for an intimate dinner, just Doug, her, and the teleprompter that she uses quite well. Campaigning can take a toll on a
You can see that the Kamala's people I think realized they made a big mistake by not having her there. Or, I mean, it may have been the big mistake to send her there because she would have performed so poorly. But here they're hating life. Says here from Kamala HQ, Trump, who is struggling to read his handler-written jokes, complains about not being allowed to use a teleprompter. What? Jesus, that's desperate. That's desperation. That's desperation. They must have lost some votes just from this tweet. Holy crap. Let's see. Did we have anything else there? No. All right. I think I want to take a quick look at the host. I think he was okay.
Yeah, this has been an interesting presidential campaign. The Democrats have been telling us Trump's reelection is a threat to democracy. In fact, they were so concerned of this threat, they staged a coup, ousted their democratically elected incumbent, and installed Kamala Harris. In other words, all her dreams have come true. Yeah, this is...
You see... Now that one didn't go over that well with the crowd, but he was fair. I mean, he roasted everybody. That's his job. That's what he's supposed to do. You're supposed to do that, and he did that. Nevada said host was great. Yeah, and Nevada said she would have been a complete disaster, a complete dumpster fire if she had gone there. Talking about Kamala. Yeah. So I guess they were between a rock and a hard place there. What do? Do you put up this totally charmless human being, this charmless, not smart, regardless of what the SNL lady has to say, clearly not very bright, send her up there, the woman with no actual sense of humor. I mean, she cackles a lot, but so do hyenas. Are they going to send her up there to bomb badly, right? And to maybe start getting upset and shouting or something, who knows? Or not go and leave the floor to Trump to dominate the evening and to dominate all of the clips, and then to be seen, to be humanized himself. Like, obviously, they would like to humanize Kamala, but they can't do it because she's not really human, not in the way that you and I are. So it's a problem for them. Let's see. Let's check this one out.
The media has begun discussing the phenomena of secret Trump voters. I don't know if you've heard about this. People who publicly say they would never vote for Trump, but then when they go in the voting booth, they do. It's a small group. They're called the Biden family. The media.
Yeah, he did all right. Let's see. Was there another? Hold on. Do we have one more from him? Let me just check quick here. Oh. Here we go.
You know, this event has been referred to as the Catholic Met Gala. 22% of Americans identify as Catholic. Catholics will be a key demographic in every battleground state. I'm sorry, why is Vice President Harris not here? I mean, consider this. This is a room full of Catholics and Jews in New York City. This is a layup for the Democratic nominee. I mean, in her defense, I mean, she did find time to appear on The View, Howard Stern, Colbert, and the longtime staple of campaigning, the Call Her Daddy podcast. You know, this event.
I think the thing is, he probably is really, I mean, just as, you know, as the host of the evening, it would have been better for him to have both candidates, right? More views, although it's got to get a lot of views because of, he's going to get a lot of exposure because of this, because of Trump. But just from that perspective, I think it's better if both are there, right? It's more clippable at that point. But also, too, like, he doesn't like Trump. Like, you can be certain that he's voting for Kamala. Although, who knows? Who knows? Maybe he's changed his mind. Let's see. Streamer says he is vicious. Let's see. Did we have any more? I don't think so. We've got some Elon stuff coming up. I think before we get to that, actually, what's going on here? Before we get off the Al Smith dinner, this surprised me. From Charlie Kirk, Brian Stelter just complimented Donald Trump's performance at the Al Smith dinner. This really is taking me by surprise. This is, I mean, he's been doing basically, that actually seemed to have become more of the kind of propaganda potato than he was before he was rehired. Because don't forget, he was fired from CNN and they've just rehired him again. And he went even deeper into being the propaganda potato, it seemed to me. But then all of a sudden you see this. This can't be good for Kamala.
Did you make of this performance?
Oh, no, don't ask me first. I thought he was funny. I thought he actually got a few great jokes in. I thought the best moment was we talked about the assassination attempts and made light of what he's experienced, because I think he's experiencing real trauma, real PTSD as a result of the shootings, but he's still able to have a light moment in this room. And he took advantage of the fact that Kamala Harris wasn't there.
Which is
I
really
was
the
disappointed
subtext
that he
of this
kept,
whole thing.
exactly, that she
They're
didn't
usually
attend.
supposed to be in the same room. Did you make of this performance?
Yeah, they're not happy that Trump stole the spotlight, right? Not happy at all. They're worried about their girl. I mean, let's take a look. Let's do it right now. So what do we got here? Real Clear polling. It's a polling aggregator. And they've got Harris up 1.4 right now, which is, they know that's very dangerous. That's for the popular vote, for the entire vote in the United States. Now, you've got you've got two polls from as late as the 17th there. So there's going to be new polling coming out. Some of these are quite old. Here's from the 11th, the 10th, the 8th, the 10th, the 4th. So the next round of polls is going to be very interesting because it's been swinging over towards Trump. And don't forget, I believe Biden, the polls were biased in favor of Biden by, I believe it was 4.5 points in 2020. And about 3.6 in 2016 in favor of Hillary Clinton. Sorry. I mean, Hillary. 3.6% bias towards her. So 1.4, not looking good for Kamala. That's the popular vote too, right? Now you've got a couple here. You know, Rasmussen +2. Now Rasmussen was one, if not the most accurate, one of the most accurate within the top two, I think, in 2016 and 2020. They've got Trump up 0.2. So if you kind of hold to that 3 to 4 or 5 point bias in the polling, kind of makes sense, right? When you see the rest of these. But again, when we get some more recent polling, we shall see. I mean, you've got one here from Marist, but that's from the 10th. That's 8 days ago. Things are moving rapidly. Like, let's take a look at Polymarket. Here you can see they were pretty close. Then all of a sudden, Kamala started doing media appearances. And there we go. Right now, 60-40 for Trump. Again, it's not a poll. It's betting. But I don't believe that it is completely disengaged from the polling. I think that I believe that they are measuring the same thing, but from different angles. So something is afoot, is it not? More importantly, though, than the national polling, we have to look at the Electoral College. Look at this, the 7 swing states. Every one of them now, and this is the aggregate. Every one of them now has Trump in the lead. Now, some of them, most of these are, well, they're all small leads at this point. 0.5, that should really be margin of error. Again, Nevada 0.5, Pennsylvania 0.5, 0.9 in Michigan, Wisconsin 0.1, 1.4 in Arizona, Georgia 1.1. But you have to consider the polling bias which historically we have seen that. So all of a sudden, if you say, well, even if they're off by 3 points, not 4.5, say 3, say 2.5, this all of a sudden looks hopeless for Kamala this soon out from the election, just a couple of weeks to go. So it's really exactly the worst time for things. And I don't think that the Al Smith dinner is the be all and end all of the election. No. But it's just one more thing. Just one more straw on the camel's back. Not a good time for her to go missing for an event like that, where she just cedes the floor to Trump and lets him take over. But again, what exactly can they do? Like, is it more of a risk to actually send her to it? Would she just do more damage than she's capable of doing good? So here we are. This is the 2024 presidential election interactive map. So we can fool around with this and see what's going to happen. So Trump is ahead in all the swing states right now. So let's take a look at the ones that he's the most ahead in. Let's see. Arizona and Georgia. Again, still small leads. North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona. North Carolina. Did we say Nevada? Did we say Nevada there? North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona. North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona. Georgia and Arizona. There's 262. And he's ahead in all of these. So one more. Well, Nevada wouldn't be enough. That would bring to 268. Wisconsin, that's enough. He could still lose Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Nevada. And he's in like Flynn. So it's interesting stuff. I mean, let's reset it. Let's say he takes Pennsylvania, which Rasmussen feels that that's a done deal. I mean, not factoring in any kind of shadow campaign or fortification. Let's see against Georgia. North Carolina. Well, if he gets Georgia, if he gets those three, that's 270 right there, right? And then he can still not get Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Let's turn those blue. Yeah, 268, 270. I mean, the path to victory is in favor of Trump right now, but we'll have to see what happens. You know, I mean, you can't forget that you've got big cities, Philadelphia, cities like that, Detroit, that are run by Democrats, have been for decades. They basically own everything. They're controlling all of the election machinery, right? You know, do they have a plan for 3 a.m. giant vote dumps? You know, and all of these, you know, Nevada, Las Vegas, right? So that's the one thing that isn't factored into any of this, but I'm hoping that there's been enough done to prevent fortification or to defortify beforehand. But I guess we'll just have to see. All right. Let's go here for a second. All right. Just a bit of nature, just to soothe us for a second. I think it's time to cut YouTube loose. All right. So we start out streaming with Rumble and YouTube at the same time. After about an hour, we cut YouTube loose because there's just too much censorship on YouTube. So it's just dangerous to run the whole thing there because we'll probably do 5-6 hours tonight. So at this point, if you're watching on YouTube, please join us over on Rumble, where we will be continuing the stream flawlessly. We're just going to go straight through. They're not going to know anything happened over on Rumble at all, other than the fact that I'm telling them that we're going to cut out YouTube right now. So come join us over there. There's way more people. The chat's really fun. Everybody's going to love you. It's going to feel like home. So join us over there. Otherwise, I will see you Sunday night, I guess 6 o'clock Pacific time. But I hope you come over to the Rumble app right now and watch the rest of it there. Anyway, see you next time. Ah.